headlights go off. And here we go. He's coming up to the top of the hill, and it looks like he's timed perfectly. We'll streak to the checkered flag. Escalante with a double.
Both of them make the chicane. 2 more turns. We're on the last lap.
And Rocco Landers will streak to the checkered flag. Here's that battle. Oh, and it comes so close. And to the line it goes.
By the slimmest of margins, takes the win.
Welcome to the Ridge Motorsports Park. I'm your host, Hannah Lopa, and this is round 5 of the 2020 MotoAmerica season. We're at the halfway point, and while the championship point standings tighten up for 5 of our classes, the Mini Cup by Motul wraps up its inaugural run with the last race this season. The Ridge Motorsports Park is located about 60 miles southwest of Seattle, Washington. Ground was broken for the Steve Crawford designed road course on April 26, 2011. The full road course is 2.47 miles long, with 16 turns and a change in elevation of more than 300 feet from start to finish. The first official race, a Washington Motorcycle Road Racing Association event, was held on May 24, 2012. In 2015, a scale replica kart track was added to the site named Olympic Grand Prix. We caught up with some of our Mini Cup by Motul riders to see what they thought of the series.
It's amazing being part of the MotoAmerica paddock. Obviously, being like with all the pros and stuff, it's pretty cool. But going to all these different tracks and learning them is amazing.
It's the best thing ever. It's so fun just to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
I think it's a great organization. I love meeting new riders and racing with them, and everyone is really welcoming and nice.
Literally feels like another world compared to the club racing that I'm used to.
My favorite part of racing in the Mini Cup for MotoAmerica is just the racing with your friends and battling, and just the enjoyment of watching the big legs too.
My favorite thing about racing in the Mini Cup this season is that I get to race with all these fast kids that are out of state.
Competing against other riders and having a fun battle. Also, just like visiting new tracks.
How many riders there are and how much experience they have, so I can get more experience by learning off of them. And I just really like how it's all packed in.
I love racing against all these experienced riders. It's fun.
My favorite part of racing in the Mini Cup is the speed and the adrenaline that you get during the start and mid straightaway.
I just have so much fun in these races. Got so much competition and so much room ready to improve.
I can't wait to watch these young riders again next year as they build on their success from this season. Our riders and teams in our other 5 classes arrived a day early to get familiar with the track. Let's see what some of them had to say about this new stop in the majestic Pacific Northwest.
It's my first time riding this track layout at the Ridge Motorsports Park. We were here a couple weeks ago for just a private track day, and we didn't have the chicane going on, but it was still good for us to get a basic layout of the track. So now riding the chicane, definitely a little bit of a different flow, but I love the track, and it's making me a good weekend.
I do like the first 2 turns, the chicane, that's pretty fun. The last turn, I would have to say, like, the downhill is the most trickiest part. I feel like this is the only track you're ever gonna get something like that.
Probably one of the most difficult tracks I've been to. It's very technical. There's a lot of everything.
When you walk it, you're like, oh, this is nice, it's fast, it's rhythm. And then you get up to speed and you're like, oh man, it's nice and tight, and oh man, and then, yep, you're golden.
It's kind of a breath of fresh air, honestly, being up here. It's just really cool atmosphere. The track's awesome.
I love this place. It's a cool setup. Sometimes the weather's not so good. It rains a lot here, but this weekend we got a nice set of weather, so it should be some good racing.
Recently on social media, Cameron Beaubier posted some Throwback Thursday pics from his time in Europe with a nice cameo of the monkey that stole his potato chips. Tony Elias and his family were busy adding a 5th member to the family. Welcome to the world, baby Giovanna. Congratulations to Tony and Christy. Jake Gagne celebrated his 27th birthday with proof his leg has healed nicely by pulling off this picnic table dismount and a decent stick on the landing. And Jackson Blackmon was showing that he's also fearless off the track. Check out all of MotoAmerica's social media accounts and see unique content you can't see anywhere else. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Stick around. After the break, I'm going to show you guys around my favorite spots here at the Ridge.
Welcome back to the Pacific Northwest and Inside MotoAmerica for Round 5 of the 2020 season. Supersport rider Shawn Dylan Kelly is in an intense battle for the championship this season with points leader Richie Escalante. We asked him to give us a little tour around the Ridge to hear his thoughts on the track before his first race weekend in Shelton.
Hey everyone, this is Shawn Dylan Kelly, M4XR Suzuki Supersport rider. I'm here at the Ridge Motorsports Park and I'm going to show you around some of my favorite spots. Alright, so we're here at turn 1 of the Ridge. New addition actually compared to the old turn 1. Now it's a chicane that they added in. I think the number one thing about this place is the braking marker. As you can see from the black marks on the floor, we pretty much all get sideways going into this corner, and I definitely feel that this is a really fun spot. Nice braking zone, just get it sideways going in, and then new asphalt because of this chicane, and definitely makes it fun for a nice exit and addition to the rest of the track. So we're here at turn 6 now, super long corner as you can see. The number one thing about this corner is how long we're at full lean for, which means a lot of time elbow down. I personally love that myself, so very fun, long exit as well, and I think just overall it's being full lean and elbow down on this corner. So we're now in between turn 9 and turn 10. Number one thing is you can see Mount Rainier from here, which is a pretty cool view, but us riders don't see that because we're headed in this direction. One number cool spot about here is turn 9, which is a very, very fast corner that leads into this big uphill. And then after this uphill is turn 10, which is a little bit of a blind situation because we're coming from this uphill, and then it's a very fast right-hander, turn 10, that then leads into turn 11, another left-hander. So very fun section, one of my favorites, and very enjoyable. And that's it for showing you my favorite spots at the Ridge Motorsports Park. I look forward to seeing you guys at the podium.
Lorenzo Zanetti had his first taste of the Ridge Motorsports Park. The Italian filled in for the injured PJ Jacobsen in the Khamsouk MotoAmerica Superbikes class on the Celtic HSBK Ducati Panigale V4R for round 5 of the 2020 MotoAmerica series.
It's not easy for me to come here with a new track, new tire, new rule. But anyway, I have a good experience with the bike, so I can try to start quickly and try to learn session by session.
Part-time MotoAmerica Superbike rider Jason Uribe was a late addition to the Honos Superbike entry list for round 5 of the MotoAmerica Championship. Uribe was aboard his red, white, and blue number 36 Honda CBR 1000RR at the Ridge. Uribe is a volunteer firefighter for CAL FIRE Napa Valley Fire Department and was pressed into action this past week to help fight wildfires in Northern California near where he lives.
We've been on the fire line every day, 24 hours a day, so definitely had my fair share of exercise and working out. We got released on Sunday and then kind of threw everything together in our trailer and came on up. So happy to be here, happy to ride, and hopefully we get all these fires contained soon.
Led by 4-time MotoAmerica Superbike champion and 2020 championship points leader Cameron Beaubier, the biggest Honos Superbike class of the season battled at the Ridge in Shelton, Washington. 26 entries took the track on Friday for practice and the first round of qualifying, with the 2 Honos Superbike races scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. The entry list is made up of 8 Yamahas, 6 Kawasaki's, 5 BMWs, 4 Suzuki's, 2 Ducatis, and 1 Honda. Riders from 7 countries, including the U.S., went head-to-head in the 2 Honos Superbike races. Let's catch up with Greg and Jason with the highlights from Race 1 of the Honos Superbike class.
Race 1 highlights from Hono's Superbike, and we had 2 starts in this one.
We did. Jake Gagne got the launch off the first one, but his teammate Cameron Beaubier was able to get it up underneath him. But further back, we had this 6-rider melee on the exit of the chicane. All riders up and okay, but it definitely will affect some guys for our race 2. Now, on the restart, Jake Gagne again with a nice launch, but his teammate Cameron Beaubier this time was able to get the better of them as they came out of the chicane, with Bobby Fong slotting into second. Jake Gagne goes underneath Bobby Fong, and it looked like Gagne had some pace to kind of roll with Cameron Beaubier. As you can see, they have separated themselves from this battle of third with Bobby Fong and Matthew Schultz. But late in the race, we started seeing this where Jake Gagne started going backwards, and we weren't sure at the time exactly what the problem was. On the last lap, Matthew Schultz up into turn 13 parks Bobby Fong on the outside, but none of that affected this guy as Cameron Beaubier continues rolling along in the Hono Superbike Championship.
His 8th win of the season ties his single-season win total for his career.
When Inside MotoAmerica returns, Stock 1000 and new Superbike rider Alex Dumas gives us a glimpse of why he loves racing on Why We Ride.
Stay tuned for more Inside MotoAmerica.
Welcome back to Shelton, Washington and Inside MotoAmerica. Canadian racer Alex Dumas broke onto the American racing scene when he was just 14 years old and quickly rose to the top of the field. Winning back-to-back championships in both the Junior Cup class and the Twins Cup, this season he hopes to make it 3 in a row. But every champion once lined up on the grid for the very first time. Now, at only 18 years old, the future looks bright for Alex Dumas. This is Why We Ride. So Alex, you're one of the younger racers in our series, but you've got quite a few years of experience. Tell me about how you got your start into motorcycle racing.
My dad used to race a lot. He used to do ice racing and flat track when he was younger. And then he switched to road racing because it was more fun for him. And when I was born, he was only doing track days. He wasn't racing anymore. And yeah, he bought me a little 50 when I was 4. And I rode a lot, like in the backyard and stuff. I had some fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So how did that transition from a backyard hobby into racing? When was your first race?
When I was 11, my dad bought me a CBR 125. I did my first track day ever on a road racing. And then he bought me those little more Rockies 250, the pre-Moto 3 bikes. And I did 1 year of just track days. And then I started racing in WERA and CCS races.
Do you remember your very first race?
Yes, I was in Utah, and I crashed in the first race.
Oh no.
First crash ever.
Do you remember the first race you did really well in?
I did the whole US GPRU championship with Jackson and Brandon Posh. And I think I beat both of them in one of the races.
You were originally from Quebec, Canada. What was it like growing up in there in that climate? Do you ice ride yourself?
I started ice racing 2 years ago. We don't really ride in Canada. We just come down here and do track days and race and stuff.
Ice racing's definitely a lot different than road racing. Elaborate about that a little bit.
Last year I did a lot of ice racing, and it made me more aggressive. The way I pick up the bike, the way I just ride the bike. So that helped me a lot. Also passing guys, battling with guys, that made me more, like, made it easier a little bit.
Now, you've known Jason Pridmore since you were really young. He's also a good friend of your father's. Talk about your relationship with JP a little bit.
Yeah, I met him when I was 11, when I started riding, and he teach me a lot. That's how I can be fast now. So yeah, he's really important in racing-wise around me. So.
How did it become less of a hobby and more serious, something you do need to focus on?
Right when I started racing here in the RC Cup, the first year, we had to, because before I was just riding a bike, pretty much the same setup always, and I started to go faster, and the suspension-wise and everything, like you have to be more precise to go faster. So I think that's when I realized that get to work more on the bike than just riding.
Speaking of the RC Cup, you did win the championship, and then you moved on to the Twins Cup and won that championship. Now you've made the decision to move to Stock 1000. What motivated that this year?
It was between 600 or Stock 1000, and the way Jason Pridmore teaches me how to ride, it's almost easier to ride the 1000, and it fits me more, I think, than the 600.
Do you think you can win a third championship in a row in a third class?
I think so. Yeah, I'm confident. I think it's gonna need more. I'm gonna need more work. It's gonna be more challenging, but I think I'm able to be up with those guys.
Now, you've had so much success already at such an early part of your career. What do you see for yourself? What are your goals for the future in motorcycle racing?
I've always loved watching the Superbike guys, so I want to be in Superbike in a couple of years now, and I want to win the championship. That's my main goal.
Why do you ride? Why is motorcycle racing so incredibly important to you?
Because I'm able to improve again, still, so that motivates me a lot, just to be able to do some changes on the bike and trying to go faster, and I get faster and quicker and actually get to ride with some fast guys, and it's fun.
The Supersport class has had some back and forth battles all season long. Let's take a look at the highlights from the races in the state of Washington.
Jason Pridmore in Supersport. Early on, a race broke out.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, all the gloves were off for this race, Greg. Maybe one of our best races of the year. Shawn Dylan Kelly with the early lead. Brandon Posh was showing he came to fight this weekend here at the Ridge, and you can see these guys battled. They were going back and forth. It just seemed like for about 5 or 6 laps, there were passes all around. You can see Escalante trying to go up underneath Shawn Dylan Kelly. Almost runs off the track. It allows both Kelly and Posh to go back up underneath, and then we saw this really bold pass by Brandon Posh, but he runs wide in the very next corner, and SDK slides it back up underneath him. This was a pattern that we saw throughout the race, and the whole time Richie Escalante was sitting back there in third. You're going to see him get right into the back of Brandon Posh here, and you just kind of felt like if Escalante could get himself to the front, he might be able to do something. And with about 5 laps to go, Greg, they came out of turn 6, side by side, did him and Shawn Dylan Kelly on the run down to turn 7. Escalante was able to make the pass and then pull away to a 4-second win.
The team credits that to tire management by Richie Escalante. A great setup on the motorcycle, gave him the tire to get him to the end. Race 2 Supersport from the Ridge highlights. Shawn Dylan Kelly had a good launch.
In a race that we thought would see the gloves off, it all changed in turn 1 when Jarrett Nassini made a small bobble here, Greg, that turned into a big problem for Richie Escalante down into that chicane area. And you can see a couple other riders also had some issues there. SDK now, all he knows is he's got clear track in front of him as Escalante walks off the track frustrated. But it would be between these two guys. Again, from yesterday, we saw them locked into a battle. And with about 8 laps to go, we saw a motorcycle, but we didn't see a rider. And it's because Brandon Posh crashed down in the chicane and was unable to continue, which then is going to let Lucas Silva climb up onto the podium. He was running along in third after Escalante's early exit, but he would end up second. And Jason Aguilar, who's had a rough weekend, honestly, is able to get himself up and finish third. SDK celebrates with a big wheelie across the line.
Shawn Dylan Kelly, his 4th career win, 2nd of the season.
When we return after the break, we hang out with a couple of riders in the Twins Cup class as they chill out on a hike before the race weekend.
Stay tuned Inside MotoAmerica for more.
Welcome back to Inside MotoAmerica at the Ridge Motorsports Park in Shelton, Washington. If you can't make it out to one of the weekend events, visit our online store at MotoAmerica.com to see what's new and purchase gear for the whole family right from the site. Racing at a new track can be challenging. To take their minds off the pressure, Robum Engineering riders Jackson Blackmon and Toby Khamsouk took some time to explore the great outdoors here in the Pacific Northwest before taking on the Ridge Motorsports Park for the very first time.
Oh, shoot. No motorcycles. What are we gonna do now?
We didn't bring your leash, did we?
Forgot my horse, too.
Oh, I left mine at home. We're screwed.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Shoot for a double apex?
Bring it in.
Bring it back. Right there.
Get a good run down a little chicane.
Oh, look at that chicane right there. Straight line.
I think I brought the wrong compound, though.
Yeah. It's not just the Shelton Parks and Recreation Trail. It is Shelton Parks and Recreation Exercise Trail, baby. You know the heart rate on my Polar Watch is gonna be like 180 beats per minute. So you know you gotta stretch out the glutes a little bit. You know, a little bit of the Rossi crouch stretch a little bit, you know there?
We're out here at the Huff and Puff Trail. Park hours, daylight hours. We do not want to be out here past dark. It gets a little bit hairy.
Are you ready to drop the gates? Ready, set, go! Oh, I got a cramp on my shoulder. Oh, see, there's no gate. Oh.
Wait, really?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you joking? Let the trail come to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm a man of words, what can I say?
Yes, sir. Oh, watch out, Sasquatch. Dude,
Jesus
you see that?
Christ, dude, you scared dude, you scared me so bad.
Whoa, dude, freaking butterfly, dude. You saw that?
No. How's it been going for you? First year on the Twin, yeah?
Yeah, first year on the Twin, just getting that thing dialed with the Robum Engineering. Dialing the bike in every single race out, having some fun and enjoying you as my teammate.
Yeah, I think it should be a good weekend, yeah?
Yeah. So how's the season gone for you so far, Jack?
Pretty good, pretty solid.
Yeah?
You know, it's pretty fun having you on the team as my teammate. Oh, I shouldn't be carrying this. I'm getting bit by a
Oh, dude. Dude, you gotta your hands.
I got bugs all over.
We'll see how stationary we're gonna get here. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Hey, where are we at? We're kinda lost. Man versus wild, huh?
Well, if I could only bring one thing, if we're stuck somewhere, I'd bring my glasses.
Why?
Then I can start a fire. And
oh, yeah.
I don't know any, like, calls for help, but I know some duck calls.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
we can't lie.
You can't lie.
That was good.
Dude, I saw the ducks coming in.
I've never actually used that. I just like saw it on YouTube, and now I think it's right.
So we should probably go back to the track, change the scenery a little bit.
Yeah, the track walk has been going on for a couple hours, and here we are just lost in the woods.
Yeah.
Probably do us a little better to see a track that we've never even been to for more than the 30 minutes earlier today.
Yep. Sounds good. Luck to you out there.
Thanks.
Here's the highlights from the Twins Cup with Roger Hayden and Robbie Floyd. There are just 4 rounds left for the 2020 season, which includes a stop at the Brickyard in Indianapolis with Heritage Cup exhibitions at both Indy and Laguna Seca in October. For tickets to all MotoAmerica rounds, log on to MotoAmerica.com and select tickets in the main menu. Coming up, a few riders from different classes explain the differences with their bikes.
Stick around for the speeds and the thrills with Inside MotoAmerica.
Welcome back to Round 5 of the 2020 MotoAmerica season. The Ridge Motorsports Park opened on May 26th of 2012. This is MotoAmerica's first stop at this young track. With 5 classes and the Mini Cup by Motul, the age range and sizes of all the riders can vary greatly. Let's take a quick look at some of the differences of the bikes in 3 of our classes.
Hi, I'm Kayla Yakov. I'm 13 years old. I've been racing for 9 years, and I'm racing the O'Valley 190s and the O'Valley Mini Cup Series this year with American Racing Team and American Racing Academy.
I'm Isaiah Burleson, 17 years old. I've been riding since I could walk, and I've been racing since I was 8 years old. This year we're riding the Burleson Racing Team, and we're going to put the heat on them here in the Lopa Junior Cup.
My name's Cameron Bobier. I'm 27 years old, and I race in the MotoAmerica Superbike class.
This is O'Valley 190. It's about 3 feet tall, 160 pounds. People who ride it are about 10 to 14 years old. How's Junior Cup, Izzy?
Thanks, Kayla. This is my Kawasaki. It's roughly 308 pounds. It's the minimum for these guns. But she's 33 inches from the ground with our race spec seat. So that's pretty much what we have here. How about you, Cam?
Thanks, Izzy. I ride a Yamaha R1 in the Superbike class. The thing has 1,000 cc's, about 220 horsepower, about 400 pounds. It's a beast. What about you, Izzy?
Woo, that's pretty impressive, Cam. This is my 400, and she's got 43 horsepower. We can probably get a little bit more, but the biscuits are just slow us down a little bit. That's about all we can get. That's you, Kayla.
Awesome. With my bike, it's 190 cc's, about 22 horsepower, and we'll go up to 85 miles an hour geared right. What about you, Izzy?
Dang, man, that's fast, especially for the little bike like that. Well, this thing goes roughly 118 miles an hour. I mean, that's probably can't touch Cam, right?
Our bikes go about 195 miles an hour depending on the track. With our electronics, we can tune this thing to go fast or slow. We try to slow it down on certain tracks, especially the twisty tracks, just to make it a little easier on us to get the thing around the racetrack as fast as we can go. What about you, Izzy?
Electronics? We have no electronics on this thing. I mean, it's like it came right off the showroom floor. It might have 1 or 2 things that can show you what the bike's doing on a computer for our team, but other than that, it's got nothing.
We don't have electronics either. All our electronics are right here. And by the way, Izzy, I'm coming for you in a couple years.
Me? If I'm still here, what's really gonna happen is I'm gonna go after that guy over there.
Good luck with that, Izzy.
Kayla, it looks like Izzy's gonna have to lay off some of those biscuits to have a shot.
Let's get to the highlights of the Liqui Junior Cup with Greg and Jason.
Liqui Junior Cup Race 1 highlights. Rocco Landers, he had a little bobble, Jason.
He had a little movement there at the start. He was going to get back to 4th or 5th early, but that wasn't going to take long. Keep in mind that they did rebuild Rocco Landers' bike in 5 hours, so he chipped away at the leaders, who at the front was Sam Lockoff, Ben Glotty, and Dominic Doyle. And you can see Rocco go up underneath Glotty here. And then he did run down the leader. Now, we were thinking maybe Rocco was going to pull away, but this is the weekend where Sam Lockoff, in my opinion, showed himself to get a little bit closer to that #1 plate. However, Rocco did go ahead and pull away to win that race by about 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, but definitely Sam Lockoff is on a roll, closing that gap. It's going to be an exciting race number 2. Liqui Junior Cup Race 2 highlights, and Rocco Landers put a stamp on this one.
Yeah, well, unlike yesterday, he got a great jump off the line. Sam Lockoff did as well. We've seen Sam get a couple good starts, but you see Rocco let him through. But by the time they got down into this corner, Rocco made a little bit of room, and at this point, put his head down. They made some improvements on that bike overnight. Dominic Doyle and Sam Lockoff would get into a race-long battle. These guys would go back and forth. We saw a lot of action between them. We saw even Sam roll off the track. David Koolstad went all the way back behind this big group. You could see him. We never even thought about him being able to catch up to Ben Glotty up the road, which he did. There's Sam doing a little bit of motocross, and Dominic was able to squeeze back up underneath him. And as we kept rolling along, a lap later, Lockoff repays the favor in the turn that he actually ran off the exit at before. But out in front, Rocco Landers clear sailing, goes on and wins again. But this battle for second came down, and it came down to the last 2 corners. Dominic Doyle does a nice little switchback move on Sam Lockoff and would hold him off until the line to get himself that 2nd place finish in a battle that's really coming down between those 2 guys for 2nd in the points as well.
Rocco Landers, his 7th win in a row. He's dominating.
Well, I'm working with the technical department in MotoAmerica. A lot of what we do is for safety of the riders. This is a professional series and we do trust the mechanics, but things do get by. So we check bikes for safety and compliance within the rules and the classes that they run.
Well, if you don't know what Parc Fermé means, it means after qualifying sessions, all the bikes are shuffled into Parc Fermé. The first part of our tech is to make sure the bikes are safe to go on the track. The second part is after qualifying, all bikes are brought in Parc Fermé, they're held for a half an hour, and the tech inspectors go over the bikes, and then we look for anything that may be not so correct. It could be anything, a part that's illegal, bodywork that's illegal. We just look for any infractions. We want a fair playing field, so it comes down to rider skill. So the bikes have to follow everything that's in the rule book, and that's what we look for.
Several inspections over the weekend. We'll do an initial inspection on move-in day, make sure the bikes are safe. Fittings with coolant, oil fill, and drains are safety wired. Brake calipers are safety wired. We look for loose bodywork. We'll do further inspections after qualifying sessions and races. We also monitor pit lane in case there's a crash or a technical question comes up on pit lane. We'll be there to answer those questions. Post-race inspections may be a complete inspection of the motorcycle, all the way down to the motor. All the classes have a minimum weight, and some bikes are running right at the limit and may come in a little underweight. At that time, they can be penalized, up to and including disqualification. We've found unapproved compounds of tires. Tires are supposed to be the compounds approved for the weekend by Dunlop. The series runs spec tires from Dunlop. The different classes have a different allocation. Bobby monitors the allocations. He's monitoring the stickers on track. He's verifying the stickers when they come off the track.
My job is taking care of the tire allotment and basically checking, make sure everybody's running the right tires for the weekend. So we want to make sure they're running the right tires because one, it just keeps everybody on the same playing field where it comes down to rider skill, not so much I've got better tires. And two, make sure the tires are safe for the track. Here at the Ridge, there's a lot of left-hand turns and a few rights, so the tires are asymmetric. So the tires will be harder on the left side than they will the right side, and that's why it's like, oh, I got some tires left over from the last race, but it may have been a counterclockwise track, and they would fail quickly, and that's what we don't want. We want everybody to be safe and have a good time. And that's pretty much my job, the tire police.
On a normal weekend, we have a total of about 5 regular tech inspectors. Myself and a couple other of our inspectors will be up and down pit lane. We all float around as well to help each other out. We'll help out the other teams as needed too. Personally, I've been involved with motorcycle racing since I was in high school. Started racing 32 years ago, and I've been with MotoAmerica since the beginning. This year I missed my first race, partly due to the pandemic and also because I got a new regular job and I've lost a lot of time off. But I still enjoy it, and it's great that my new job allows me to be here.
Coming up, we get a glimpse of the team that's overseas with the only American rider in MotoGP.
Hey guys, this is Joe Roberts. I'm all the way here in Spain. Stay tuned for more Inside MotoAmerica after the break.
Welcome back to the Evergreen State and Inside MotoAmerica at the Ridge for Round 5 of the 2020 MotoAmerica season. MotoAmerica's mission is to provide a platform for riders of all ages to develop their talents here in America before ultimately transitioning to racing on the world stage. Another team with the same mission is the American Racing Team, who currently fields the only American racer in MotoGP. I caught up with them to talk more about it. I'm here with the American Racing Team Moto2 team owner, Eitan Boutbul. Eitan, your duties kept you from joining us here at the track, but we so appreciate you joining me on Zoom today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit about how you first became involved in the sport of motorcycle racing and eventually a team owner with your own team.
Obviously, I'm a big fan for 20-something years of the MotoGP. And I was involved a little bit with one of the MotoGP team, LCR Honda, as a sponsor. In 2017, I met Joe Roberts. I offered him to work with him a little bit and help him become his manager from 2018. And since 2019, we own the team and manage the team. we thought for the lack of American present in the MotoGP, we decided to completely rebrand and change the team and call it like American Racing Team. That's basically the way we started. End of last year, I contacted John Hopkins and to come and join the team. We discussed more and more, and then we decided, okay, let's take it maybe to the next level. We came with the idea to do like an academy and start working with the very young age riders. Our goal is to bring America back to the World Championship in big time.
There's no shortage of talent in America, and especially with Shawn and Rocco and so forth. So it's just a matter of getting them a clear path and the most competitive way of bringing them into the World Championship.
I think what Eitan and John are doing is something that, you know, America hasn't seen for a while. Having an academy, you know, to be able to help young riders that crucial years of learning, which I think is going to help get Americans back up to where we should be, you know.
So we have 3 riders, 12 to 13, Kayla Yakov, Travis Hone, and Julian Carrera. But the idea behind it is to get the kids when they're very young, get them into the Ovale Championship in the US. We try to do everything like a professional team that we do in the World Championship, from the bikes, the box, everything completely. We have Rocco Lenders that's riding for us, and Shawn Kelly. And so we're taking care right now with like 6 riders. The Academy is riding 2 categories in MotoAmerica and obviously also the Rookie Cup.
I've been able to ride a Moto2 bike. I've been able to get pointers from John Hopkins and hang out with Joe Roberts and Marcos Ramirez and them, and get some help over in Spain and Europe and Austria and stuff, and that's helped me out quite a bit.
Rocco is a great talent. For him, the future is good. Joe told me before that if you're not coming to Brno, you're going to miss the first podium, because this is one of my best track. And I told him, well, okay, I'll be there. And then obviously it didn't work out. For me, it was great emotion. And he's my project. You know, at the end of the day, Joe is the top, he is the project. And to done everything we done, 18, 19, and then finally be there on the podium, that was a great feeling, you know. I think it's one of the greatest rider ever that have in, you know, US that was in MotoGP, and he's a very, very, very good guy. From a coach to mentor to somebody that understands the business.
This year has been a dream because I really feel I'm able to do America proud, and it's something I've wanted to do my whole career, is to be that next American to do really well at the world level. So, you know, I mean, the job's not over yet. We still haven't won a race, but, you know, I think we're very, very close. And like John said, I think a championship is possible. You know, even just in the recent years, what I've learned is just to keep it fun and keep the confidence there and realize why you're doing this, you know, and keep dreaming it, you know, never forget about that dream that you have of being a champion, because I think about it every single day, about winning races, and I visualize it every day. Don't stop dreaming it.
After the break, we meet a young rider looking to someday join Joe Roberts in MotoGP.
Stay tuned for more Inside MotoAmerica.
Welcome back to beautiful Shelton, Washington and Inside MotoAmerica. Getting a glimpse of the future of the MotoAmerica grid is such a joy to watch for anyone that gets a chance to see it in person. The Mini Cup by Motul had a great inaugural season. Let's hear from some of the young riders and what they thought of the series.
Hopefully I can come back and do the Mini Cup next year. I really want to get on one of the RS250s. They look super fun. All my buddies have been riding them.
For next year, I'll be racing Mini Cup again because this year, unfortunately, I broke my hand at pit race. Right now I'm on a stock 400, so we just came down to just have fun on the little mini bikes. But if I get good enough and if I put enough effort in, and if I start getting podiums left and right in AFM, then I'm hoping that I will be able to move up to Junior Cup next year.
For sure I'll be back next year. I think I have one more year next year before I can go try out for the Rookies Cup, if not the Junior Cup. So for sure I'll be here next year.
I can't wait to come back next year and learn some more things with all the other riders.
Next year my plans are just to get faster, beat a few of the faster kids, and try to get into top 5. Next year I hope I will come back to the Mini Cup because I really like it. It's really fun.
Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica. I love you much.
Thank you, MotoAmerica! Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica! Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica.
Thank you, MotoAmerica! Thank you, MotoAmerica!
Thank you, MotoAmerica!
One of the Mini Cup by Motul riders with a bright future in racing is Rossi Moor. We sat down with him before he raced the final series at the Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rossi Moor. I'm 12 years old. I'm racing in the 190 class with Forza GP Snipers junior team. I was 2 years old when I actually got my first bike. It was a little pocket bike. I used to go out to the track with my dad when he was back racing. And my grandpa bought the bike for me, and that's how I started racing. I was doing some like parking lot drills and just riding in the parking lot. Back when I was 5, I got a little Sierra 50 dirt bike. We were doing some dirt biking then, but I wanted to go back to road racing, so we put some road racing tires, and I was able to drag my knee when I was 6, so that was a big achievement for me. My first race that I did do good in was on road racing, and I went into a little KO Cup, and I actually got first place. Since then, I went into a little like national cup with the bike, and then on I was able to go over to Italy and race over there with the Ovales, and that's when it started everything to get serious. I love the Italy racing over there. It's really cool. It's different because in an interview they're talking to you and you have no idea what they're saying. So when you're kind of there and you're an American, it's really foreign. I was racing the Ovales over there with the 190. I just got the championship done, so we came over here and we started racing the Ovales in America. This track right here in the Ridge, this is so far my favorite track. The grip is like really nice, and the replica of the big track is it's really nice. The elevation changes. My favorite turn is the carousel at turn 4. I love the adrenaline and speed when I race. It's when you're in like a big group, like for the 190 class and there's so many people, it's just exhilarating for me. Especially when you line up on the grid and you have pole position, and it's just like you want to get to the first turn first.
Here's the highlights from race 2 of the Hono Superbike class with Greg and Jason.
Hono Superbike Race 2 highlights, and it looked like pole sitter Jake Gagne had it into turn 1.
It did, but Cameron Bobier just let the brakes off and ran all the way to the apex of 2 to get in there first, and then he set sail, Greg. Out front early. This is where you don't want to see Cameron Bobier, but Jake Gagne put in a valiant effort today to kind of roll with him, and he was a lot more consistent. He was able to keep that front tire underneath him today like he wasn't yesterday was Jake Gagne, but Cameron Bobier, just when he gets out front like this, it's so hard to do anything with him. Now these two, Bobby Fong and Matthew Schultz, were locked together all weekend long. Bobby Fong got the better of Matthew Schultz today and closed right up on the back of Jake Gagne as they came across the line. Cameron Bobier wins again, does the double. Gagne second, Bobby Fong third.
Great job by Cameron Bobier, his 9th win of the season and an all-time single-season record for Cam.
The next episode of Inside MotoAmerica will come from the New Jersey Motorsports Park in Millville, New Jersey. Check your local listings for air times on the NBC Sports Network. For all of us here at Inside MotoAmerica, I'm Hannah Lopa. See you again soon.
You know what, this trail is like, it's like the track, you know? Yeah, you know. I have no clue where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna keep on walking. Stand down, we gotta get back. We gotta go. You need to do one more time. Wait, where are we? Oh, fall out the back.